Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, David here, and welcome back to another Atlas news episode. Before we get into the swing of things, the giveaway for a code of Metaphor ReFantazio is still ongoing. Up until launch, there will be one person that will be winner for a code platform of your choice. Just drop a comment down below. As long as you're subscribed, you have a chance to win. The winner will be picked at launch. Good luck. Now, when it comes to today's video, I wanted to talk about Tokyo Game Show and SEGA and Atlus more precisely, because I have a good idea of what they're going to show, or at least I have what I think are solid predictions for their show. And as the title and thumbnail says, Atlus and SEGA is planning to reveal 3 new games, or at least 3 projects at Tokyo Game Show, and that is huge. Could be something that we haven't seen in a long while, like a Jet Set Radio type of game, which they said they're remaking, or it could be something totally new like a Persona 6, which, to be clear, I don't think that's gonna be it, but I'm just giving out examples. Let me show you guys how they tease this. So here we are on the official SEGA and Atlus Tokyo Game Show site for 2024. Tokyo Game Show, of course, happening late September. Here are the dates. I will be reporting on any type of Atlus news that happens at the event, or other RPG news, so if you're into that, please consider subscribing. So on their page here, if you scroll down, you can see their topics, what they have in store for us, and their lineup, which is the interesting part, right? They confirmed that there will be Metaphor ReFantazio coverage, Sonic Cross Shadow Generation, Sonic Rumble, 2 Point Museum, and then 2 games that they publish in Japan, being Farming Simulator 25 and Football College, FIFA 25. These games are going to be there, but as we can see, there's clearly 3 missing spots here. They are teasing something. I have good ideas, especially when it comes to, well, I have ideas for what I think is going to be 2 Atlus games and 1 SEGA game. Let's get the obvious out of the way, and for that, I brought my good friend King Narukami 45, fellow RGG Studio fanatic and expert, and we're going to discuss for a little bit the project that RGG Studio has in store for us for Tokyo Game Show. So, my friend, what are your expectations? What game out of these 3 games is an RGG Studio game? What's your prediction?
I think the most likely scenario, I know a lot of people are going to be like, that's never going to happen, is a Yakuza Dead Souls Kiwami. I think it's time to bring it back. I think people look back on it more fondly now. I think it's a good time to bring it back because people are just itching for more RGG, and it's a good way for them to release a game really quick, make a good profit off of it. It's very easy, and improve the legacy of the game as well.
All right, okay, that sounds interesting. If I had to bring something else to the table, you know me, Judgment fan. So anything Judgment, I'm here for it. So whether it's a Kaito game because there's issues with Yagumi's voice actor, or if it's a new Judgment game, Judgment 3 or something, I'm all here for it. So I don't expect it, but that sounds very, very good to me. So yeah.
I don't think Judgment 3 is likely. If they're to announce a brand new game, I think we're going to get a Like a Dragon Gaiden spinoff with the Majima, and I think you can basically bank on that at that point because of the appeal of Majima. He has very wide appeal. He's very popular. Put him on the front of a box art, people are going to buy it.
Hey, you already know that I'm gonna be there day one if that happens. Huge Majima fan, of course, and I would go crazy for that. We know Majima has a very big and in-depth past and story, so count me in, and that was never a prediction of mine, but now that you put this on the table, I'm really hoping that it happens at some point. The final thing that we have to mention, of course, it's kind of the boring pick, but I think it's a solid prediction, is the port of Yakuza Kiwami on Nintendo Switch. I think that is a solid prediction. I think Sega's going to want to have that on the show floor since a few weeks after the show, the game's out, and the TV series out too, so I think that is also a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, it's either way, it's going to sell whether or not they show it at at Tokyo Game Show or not. It's going to be a hit, $20, digital only. It's just going to make bank for them. I'm not sure if the port has been rushed. I don't know if it's been rushed because of the TV show and everything, but it looks to be in good shape, and I think the Switch will be able to handle it, so I think it's going to be a slam dunk for them regardless if they show it at TGS or not.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me, friend. I'm excited for what's to come with RGG.
Of course, I'm always excited for RGG.
Alright, thank you so much for joining me, my friend, but of course there's still 2 spots left, so what is going to happen? Well, this might make you guys excited, but my predictions for the 2 other spots are actually Atlus related. So I am thinking that yes, indeed, Atlus is going to have 2 games at this event. Let's speculate. So the first game that I think Atlus is going to have, and I think it's pretty likely, if I'm being honest, is Persona 5 X. So Persona 5 The Phantom X, obviously, which is a mobile title / PC title, spin-off of Persona 5 The Phantom X, which is developed by a Chinese studio as well as Atlus staff. So it's kind of a co-developed game, like a Persona 4 Arena, which was co-developed with between Atlus and Arc System Works, or even a Persona 5 Strikers, which is a Koei Tecmo / Atlus game, right? This is another one of these. Persona 5 X is a gacha type of game. It's currently in a beta phase and it's going very well. They shared a lot of achievements when it comes to their beta, millions of registries for that game. So I certainly think that Atlus knows that there's interest for that game. Atlus polled us a while back talking about Persona 5 X, and that was an English survey in the West asking, hey, do you guys want to play a game like this, a Persona 5 spin-off title on mobile phone? Would you be interested in playing that? So they are even gauging interest for the West. Would they confirm a worldwide release of Persona 5 X at Tokyo Game Show? That sounds possible. But the most possible scenario, in my opinion, is for Persona 5 X to actually have a beta in Japan, so outside of China, which would be a first because I think it's in China and Thailand, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that. So Persona 5 The Phantom X is definitely my second prediction for today and for Tokyo Game Show 2023. Alright, so when it comes to the third game, it's pretty much the wildcard pick, but I have a good idea because of a recent news that I reported. Atlus kind of leaked a little something that they have as far as a project goes, and I certainly believe this leak to be true, but are they going to reveal it at Tokyo Game Show? What am I talking about, you'll ask? I'm talking, of course, about what happened last week. The link to my news episode explaining in details what happened will be in the video description. But what they did is Atlus went on the Steam database and they updated the achievement list for one of their titles that came out in 2020, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. So on September 10th, they updated the achievement list. But the list of achievements is extremely interesting because it definitely refers to 2 games that they have in their back catalog: Devil Summoner, Raidou Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army, and also, of course, the sequel, Devil Summoner, Raidou Kuzunoha versus King Abaddon, which is 2 PlayStation 2 games. We had a good idea that PlayStation 2 remasters would happen. I was always saying it's going to be Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. Turns out it's Devil Summoner, Raidou 1 and 2, apparently, from what we've seen on that leak. So I certainly think this is a small enough project for them to reveal at Tokyo Game Show. Atlus is also working on another game which is about to launch. Metaphor ReFantazio is coming out pretty much a week after Tokyo Game Show ends. So are they going to overshadow it with a port of Raidou on PS2? I don't think so, but it's Atlus excitement that isn't about Metaphor a week from launch. And clearly Atlus is putting a lot of work into marketing for Metaphor. They are doing a lot of stuff with influencers. I was lucky enough to be flown to... They flew me to New York City to play the game in a preview. They're sending PR boxes to influencers and stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff for Metaphor. They're at all events, so they're really pushing it, which kind of leads me to believe that they probably want to have everything away from these 2 titles. Plus, Atlus likes to reveal stuff at Nintendo Directs, especially partner showcases, and they weren't there for the partner showcase that happened just a few days ago. Which again is another thing that I'm like, but even Nocturne HD was revealed in a partner showcase, so I really feel like this is a partner showcase type of reveal, which is why I'm kind of like, I don't really know if this is a good prediction, which is why this one is my wildcard prediction. I am not sure about this one, so what else can it be? I mean, anything at this point. If it's not the Raidou games, I'm thinking it's something Sega. Honestly, something else. A new Sakura Wars game, Sakura Tyson, is always a prediction of mine. Skies of Arcadia coming back is always a prediction of mine. Last week, they kicked Skies of Arcadia fans in the nuts. They kicked me in the nuts because they have this partnership going on with limited run games, and there's these little trading cards or collectible cards, and there is one for Skies of Arcadia, which really broke my heart because they never talk about Skies of Arcadia, but when they do, it's for garbage like this, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm hoping that there's some sort of HD remaster, some little thing of Legends on GameCube would be awesome. Other than that, I mean, I'm all here for P5X, I'm all here for RGG Studio and their next project, but when it comes to Sega, other than that, I mean, Sonic, probably not, because Sonic is already present with 2 games at the show. Frontiers DLC seems a little late for that, so I have no idea. I mean, the best thing that I can predict for Sega, other than the RGG game, is one of these revival IPs that they're bringing back. Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, the account that took the world by storm a few months ago called Midori. Midori had a lot of leaks. Well, they have a new account now, apparently. I'm not reporting on their stuff anymore, but they leaked some gameplay for the Crazy Taxi game, which, hey, if they have that at the moment, a few weeks before TGS, Crazy Taxi might be the 3rd game. Who knows? One thing's for sure, I'm really excited for Sega's Tokyo Game Show. And please, you guys, tell me what you think of my predictions. Is RGG Studio going to be there? Is Atlus going to be there with something else than Metaphor, with a little Raidou game or something along those lines? That would be awesome. And of course, my wild card, Raidou games, is that going to happen, or is it going to be something else? I'm really curious to hear. And don't forget to comment your platform of choice if you want a code for Metaphor ReFantazio. You have a great day, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.